we're now going to Miss Teresa Kok office. I'm so nervous.
Okay, ready.
Rahman and the leaders when they built Malaysia, and they achieved what they call that fight for independence for Malaysia. I think the country has really gone out of the founding principle of nation building. So for me, I would think that we should talk about how to rebuild, the nation.
Then how do you propose that we rebuild this nation with all this racial?
Change government. We talk about how to build, how to rebuild, back to the founding principle of this nation. That is based on the you go back to the what do you call that, the federal constitution. You know that 25 eminent Malays that led by Farida, they have written a letter to the Prime Minister. It has been really publicized in the media. The 25 eminent Malays, they are the former civil servants who have served under the former Prime Ministers. So they have come up with a letter that asks the country go back to the founding principle of the federal constitution and the path of moderation. And they are the senior civil servants of the country, including the former ambassador of Malaysia to Netherlands, the lady called Farida. So why do they come up with such a letter? Then I think there are lots of write-up about it. You go to search those letters back. That tells you that even those senior civil servants in Malaysia, they really found that the direction of the country now has gone very wrong now. That's why they urged the Prime Minister to bring the country back, the policy back to the founding policy and principles of the nation.
So why do you think that the government doesn't really want to follow that? The federal constitution that was already set up like so long ago.
I always think that when in 1957, when Malaya, when our leaders fought for independence for Malaysia, the idea of the condition set by the British government was that three races must be able to work together, fought for independence, and live together happily. But unfortunately, they fail to see that when these three races, they are represented by the racial political party. So the Malays represented by UMNO, the Chinese represented by MCA, Indian represented by MIC. Actually, this founding principle of these three political parties is wrong. It's actually we set on the wrong footing. Okay, what are the problems faced in Malaysia now? Mainly related to race and religion, right? Why race? When every race represented by a political party, they will go to undermine other races. They will just focus on the benefit of their own race only. And this is wrong. Actually, as Malaysian, as the political leaders, we should care for everybody. We should care for not only the majority race but the minority. There are so many minority races here. Okay, the Chinese consider minority already. We have only 20% of the total population. For the Indians, then you go to East Malaysia, you have this so many native, all the different tribes, and in Semenanjung you also have orang Asli. The problem of a country will start when you neglected all these minority races. The direction of the country now is to focus on one race and one religion. That's why the rest feel that unfair. You feel that if you have a chance, you want to migrate out of Malaysia. You think that you want to work in Singapore, work in elsewhere, you earn better money. You just feel that everything has gone wrong. I think Malaysia might be the only country where, you know, after we have achieved Merdeka for more than half a century, the racial relation getting worse and worse. So when you say how to rebuild this nation, I think all of us have to come back to recognize no one is pendatang, no one is migrant, but everyone is born, everyone that born after 1957, after Merdeka, we are equal. We should be equal, we should be learn to love and respect each other. I think this basic principle has to be upheld by everyone first. We have to start from ourselves. Like Jesus said in the Bible, you know, when people slap your right cheek, you turn the other cheek for him to hit. Meaning that if you learn to be humble, you learn to, like, despite all sorts of sufferings, you still, you know, continue your principle. You do whatever is right in the eyes of law, religion, or moral, or as human beings. You just continue to do all these things. And that's how we can rebuild the nation. We cannot think that, yeah, Malays are not only Chinese, why should we go all the way to Kelantan to help them? When we started to think like that, I think we will never be able to play a role in nation building or rebuilding the nation.
How do we counter this racial and cultural difference in Malaysia?
How to counter?
If you want,
How do you
give me your
change
memory
their
card.
mindset on
I can
this,
borrow you.
like pendatang, all those
Video
things?
camera.
I always think that, like, this is what I say is that unless you change government, when we change government, we do it overnight, but that should be the direction, that should be the plan. Even if we, I mean, as individual, as like all of us here, we all can play our little part in a different way, in bringing different races, different people together. From the things that we do, programs that we conduct, in college, you know, and as young people, the activities that you involve, whether we ourselves, you know, we are really racial minded or not.